All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Lot Life. This edition is brought to you again by Hander Pants.
Oh, God.
This is a special sponsor we have here. I found them in the hiding place in the trash can where Andrew thought he could hide them. He did not. Hander Pants are alive and well. You can see right here. I've got no blisters. Look at the way I can write. It's like no blisters. Sometimes you get them right there, not with the Hander Pants. But this is a special edition of Lot Life. We actually have a special guest with us today. Our newest addition to the Randall Ford family, none other than Daniel Black. Daniel, how are you doing?
Doing super.
Daniel, I see you got your name tag. It is official now.
Yes.
So, Andrew, worked with Daniel for what, like 3 hours now? Something like that? Been on the floor with him, so you do not have a name tag?
Not official.
You're not official? The name tags do cost money. We try to save that money and just spend it on the best people, so... Oh yeah, you don't have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, sometimes
I got that.
Actions speak louder than words.
Hey, he is a hard worker. The 3 hours I've been with him, he is a hard worker.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
So Daniel, this is not your first stop in the car business, correct?
No, been in the auto business for 15 years total and sales for 10.
Okay, 15 years and 10 years. So that is one of the things we like to do at Randall Ford is we want to we like new people that are fresh and young with a lot of energy, but it's also in this car business, you want some seasoned people that have been around for a while and understand the business. As we've told you on the other podcast, whenever we come in, we're going to ask you a series of questions. Those questions aren't just for shooting the breeze. They have a purpose and they're trying to help you. So, Daniel, you've been in the business in sales for 10 years, you say?
Yep.
You worked here in the Fort Smith area, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
I don't know if I can trust Andrew's editing ability to blank out whenever we say something, so we won't say the name of a place.
No, we're not going to say the name of a place.
But it is a local dealership. It's a well-respected dealership. Anytime, again, one of the tips we gave you is whenever you talk to your salespeople, ask them how long they've been where they are. You want to find somebody that's been in a dealership for a while. So you were at, how many dealerships have you worked for?
I've worked 2 total, 1 dealership for service, 1 dealership for sales.
Okay, so, and at this one dealership for sales, you were there for 10 years?
Yes.
So 10 years.
What'd you do in the other, so 5 years and 10 years, what was you doing?
5, I worked in service department.
Service department, okay,
Yep.
gotcha.
Stepped away, went to work for myself, doing landscaping, stump grinding, and eventually stepped back into sales, and it was great. Great people. It's been very good for me as far as the sales.
I don't know if we have any salespeople that's actually worked on the service part of the dealership.
And
let me. What's the experience on that one?
Well, dealing with the service part of it, it really actually helps with the sales, in my opinion, because you can really look at a customer's perspective from a service point of the importance of having a vehicle that runs dependable. You get inside this vehicle, I need this vehicle to meet my needs, and also when I know what to look for when I get into a vehicle. I can say, hey, this vehicle is a good vehicle. I've driven this vehicle. I know what I'm looking for, because I know from a service standpoint, these are things that you can look for. This is a good vehicle. This is a vehicle you don't want. Hey, I don't want this thing. That's one thing I love about I'm seeing here at Randall Ford is everything goes through the shop, everything gets inspected. I think that's great. It gives me a confidence, more of a confidence when I'm selling something.
Sure.
Like, hey, this thing's been through the shop. It's going to, or if it's something we just traded for, I can't sell this to you. It's got to go through the shop.
Sure.
I love that.
Yeah. Well, in the last video, we talked about some of those vehicles that have high miles. We do inspect all of our trades. We run them through the shop. I can't say that, it's going to come out and it's not going to break down, but we did run it through the shop and we did everything to check on that, because there's nothing worse than selling a vehicle to somebody and then it breaks down. You don't want to have gotten that from a dealership or an individual where it breaks down and then you call them and they're like, sorry.
I've been to a dealership that done that.
Yeah.
Yep. When you break down and transmission falls out and a customer calls and it's like, hey, my transmission just broke in half. And then you got to tell them like, well, you got 2 transmissions. So,
yeah, exactly.
And it's not a great place to work for.
So what else other than the car business? Tell about, are you a family man?
I am. I'm married for 22 years coming up in October.
Oh no, we're gonna
Probably should have gave him a heads up on what he's going to ask so he knows the date.
Oh,
I think there's a flower shop on the way to the house.
Well, hey, good thing you wanted to do this because this is in a week's time, so you're good.
But the good thing is you really don't have to worry about anybody seeing this.
That's true.
Nobody's going to know if you flub. You can say whatever you want. But anyway, so married for 22 years. You have
Four
children?
kids. 4 children. Yep.
4 kids. Wow.
Now, what's their age?
My oldest one, Dylan's 23. He's actually fixing to be a doctor next year.
Oh,
And his
wow.
fiance, so they'll both be physical therapists. Very proud of that.
That is awesome.
Second eldest is Elijah and Rachel. They've married to Rachel for over a year now. Super proud of him. He's a mechanic. He is a certified welder. And
wow.
my 2 youngest one, Hannah and Malachi, are both starting UFAS actually Monday. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
Heck yeah.
pretty stoked.
Yeah,
about it.
good.
So
Well, good.
you are setting up to get some good presents
Yeah.
on down the road.
That's right.
So you are a family man. What about hobbies? You have any hobbies?
Well, I love to fish. I absolutely love to fly fish. Fishing is my favorite thing to do. I love to go to Colorado. I usually kind of go once or twice a year. I haven't been in about 3 years, so I am getting withdrawals. I do love to fish, get out in nature. I love to hike.
What kind of fishing do you do though?
Trout fishing is my main, but I've really got
Fly fish?
Yeah, fly
So you
fishing.
fly fish, okay.
Yeah. And I usually trout, but here lately I've been doing the smallmouth bass, and it's been wonderful. Yeah.
And what little bait do you use on your fly fishing?
A lot of times I use a little popper, and I'll put a little midge on the bottom of that, tie it to that hook, and put it about 12, 16 inches below that. And those smallmouth bass they'll just hammer it. And sometimes you catch 2 at a time.
You know, I heard something about fly fishing from one of my previous customers. He fly fished all the time.
Oh, yeah?
What he said was he will fly fish on everything. It doesn't matter if it's trout, if it's bass, if
Absolutely.
it's like any fish. He'll
Absolutely.
just do it. He'll just fly fish with all of it. And I'm like, I only thought fly fishing was made for trout, and that's it.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, it always looks so complicated because you see it on TV where they're going like this. And then I was like, what happens if you catch one? You just reel it in by hand?
Yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Well, it's more fulfilling because, like, I try to tie my own flies a lot of times, and it's like so much more fulfilling. It can be a smaller fish, but it's more exciting because it's a fly that I tied.
Yeah.
I created this fly, and I caught this fish from the wild. Now you can catch some places where you got fish they're stocked in a pond. That's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah.
that's not exciting. I mean, you
No.
can do it; it's fine a little bit. But you go out in the wild and you're fishing in a stream. That's a wild trout that I caught on my fly that I tied.
so you get that
myself.
fly back, or
I
is
do.
it a one-time use?
Well, no, it's a multi-user.
Okay, all right.
Man, Daniel get fired up about this
Yeah,
fly fishing.
I can see-
He is
I
itching
can-
for it.
There's
I can
2
just
things.
picture-
You talk about the Lord, or you talk about fishing.
I just picture Andrew fishing, and I
no.
imagine it's like he throws it, hits in the tree, pulls it off, breaks the thing, has to tie another one on.
But the fly fishing, I couldn't even imagine myself even getting it that far to the tree.
Uh-uh.
I'm going to tell you, I'd probably be wrapped around in my own fly. I'd be like, and then just be all wrapped around.
Well, we have had another guest on here that was a fisherman, Dalton Bradshaw.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Do you
Bass
know
fishing.
Dalton?
I don't.
He
Okay,
was-
well,
he-
I guess all fishermen don't
He's the
know
one
each other.
that set the
So,
bobbers
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
waiting
Now,
for it to bite.
Dalton, Daniel tells a little bit different story here. He's talking about catching fish. That's something that Dalton never did.
No, it's not. And
He never
seen
talked
it.
about the
No,
fish that he caught.
No.
He just talked about going fishing.
That's exactly right.
And he never let anybody go with him.
Yep.
And I think because that way nobody could back up his story that he didn't catch anything.
Hey, Dalton, we're still on you, buddy.
But that's why they call it fishing and not catching.
Yeah, there you go.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah, Dalton's actually working with my wife now at Red River Credit Union. Shameless plug right there. They also are a distributor of Hander pants.
Okay.
They don't know it, but I'm gonna take some down there after
Michelle's
this.
going to be like, what?
Yeah, she doesn't watch. I can say anything I want to. It doesn't matter. But anyway, Daniel, we would like for you to give a personal invitation to anybody that you have friends and family to watch this, and you can do the ceremonial clink the link, tap and subscribe.
Yes.
So give them a verbal welcome to Lot Life
I-
and beg them to subscribe, please.
All my
We need
friends,
37.
family, please subscribe. And I don't know where I'm supposed to point. but
Subscribe,
If
point
you see
out.
a button, push it.
Yes.
Links above if you want to subscribe on your YouTube, and then go ahead and like and share. Press it down there at the very bottom. It's just
Yeah.
said
And so
it
if
works.
anybody wasn't aware yet that Daniel is working here at Randall Ford, friends and family out there, if you want to come out and meet Daniel, if you've never met him before, come out and shake his hand, say hi,
Please.
buy a car from him. That's one of the ways some of his best friends buy cars from him, and he likes to make friends.
if he hasn't met them yet, though.
Yes, yes, exactly. It doesn't matter.
Guys,
So,
go one last time. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. The link is above. It's in blue, and like and share, and that's all we got for
yep.
today, right?
Thanks for coming out, Daniel.
Yep.
We'll see you next time.